Well, good morning. It's August 1st and I'm doing a video of the vineyard, doing a little update for mid to late summer. And these are my end post vines this year. I did pink ruffles and they were a slow start, but they're kind of charming now. I'm not sure if I'll repeat these or not, but they're better than the morning glories because they're monstrous. So notice these are not taking over the whole trellis system. But you know, I like a little splash at the end of my vines. So those might repeat, or I'll go back to the hyacinth bean. But bad news is we've got, I think, a case of black rot in the vineyard. We didn't spray it all this year because the vines looked so great this year. And I thought, well, let's just experiment. And we went to Winery Vineyard, and he was like, oh, you know, he's like, well, good luck with that. And he was not too confident. Maybe Craig will come back and talk about his crazy cover crops that have really taken over. Even this buckwheat, I think, is already starting to go to seed. Look here, I think you can start to see some of the seeds, which, you know, I don't think that's the end of the world. The bees love the buckwheat. And then here's one of his little baby trees. That's a Liberty. I think he's got a bunch of Liberties and some Dabinets up there, but they're doing well. He'll have to tell you about the struggles with the central leader and all of that. But and he's probably going to scythe all this down maybe next week when we get back from our little mini vacation. But so this was a Cab Franc I planted this year, and we didn't water it all, so he's not doing great. Plus, he was just in a little, gosh, quart bucket all winter on the back patio in Columbus, so I'm surprised he made it this long. But you can see here, look at those. So some berries look fine, then you've got the little mummies, and these leaves don't look so great here. But largely, most of the leaves in the vineyard have been fine. You know, the vineyard looks really healthy if you look like that, but then you'll see these mummy grapes here. Here's some more. So doesn't look delicious. There's some. So I think what I'm going to do today is just cut out every single one of these clusters. Look at those. Every single one of these clusters that has some dead berries on them. Because to control the spread of that bacteria or virus or whatever it is. And so there you could see maybe some of the spots on the leaves. That might be an indicator too, but we should have sprayed and we didn't. But then there's some bunches that look pretty good, you know, and I've read that after a certain time in the vineyard, they become immune, but I don't know if you can see, like, there's a little guy here, if that's just going to spread over to that whole cluster. So that's depressing. So it doesn't look like we're going to have much of a vintage this year. Under here, this looks like the Noiret, and the Noiret looks pretty good. So maybe we'll have some Noiret, but lesson learned, you know, grapes are hard to grow. You know, drinking grapes, wine grapes are hard to grow, but it's still very beautiful. And this saves us. Maybe we were going to put up the bird netting. Here's some more Noiret. These look okay. These look okay. So saves us from bird netting. I don't think we're going to go through the trouble of doing all the bird netting if we're not going to have grapes. But I mean, I've been picking vigilantly the Japanese beetles every day, and so we haven't had to spray any pesticide. And apparently it's the fungicide that we should have done. And so maybe the Bordeaux mix. I hate to use the Captan, but we have all the chemicals. We just didn't want to use them. We thought we could try organic. We're like, oh, they're so healthy, they'll do great. But at any rate, I'm not completely devastated because it's still, as you can see, just beautiful. Just beautiful. And these guys, I'll show you these. You can see I've like neglected weeding here a little bit, but these are all the ones, this whole row are ones I planted from my own cuttings last year. And so, wow, what a difference having the fence makes. You know, when we first planted this vineyard, we had, I don't know, 44 vines, maybe more than that, of Chamberson, and they were all eaten by the deer. And it took years to, you know, it took 2-3 years for them to rebound into producers. And this is just their second year. And so next year, I might let them set a little bit of fruit. But this is where like I kind of know what I'm doing, even though it looks kind of crazy. It probably should be pruned some more. I need to do some videos about pruning. But oh, so this is the last row, and this one looks like a little bit better than the first row in terms of blossom end rot, but you can see even there's a little dark berry, and I don't remember last year any of that. I remember the clusters being absolutely pristine here. So I don't know if I'll leave these on. You see there's a couple mummies in there. Those are the black berries. The shriveled up berries are called mummies. Or if I'll cut these off. They're so pretty, but oh, it's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. I don't see any Japanese beetles. But at any rate, that's the vineyard tour this morning. So you win some, you lose some. But what a beautiful day. What should I close up on my end here? I'll close up on a little. You see some of that Japanese beetle. I got you, but I'll close up on here. All right. Maybe we'll do one in September 1st too. Bye-bye.